Good day, viewers. I remain your economics teacher, Mr. Oladele. Today, we'll be talking about price equilibrium and from previous knowledge about demand and supply, we all know that the price and quantity demanded of the commodity, they go in opposite direction. That is, the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. That's why the graph slopes from the left upward, downward to the right. And also we have the graph of supply, which talks about the higher the price, the higher the quantity supply, because that is with the producer. Every producer we want to produce at the peak so that they can have maximum profits. Now, but this time around, we want to talk more about the equilibrium between the forces of demand and supply. What happens? At what point can two of them be happy with each other, as both the consumers and the producer? Now that's why we have these two diagrams crossed together. The supply line and the demand curve as well being crossed together. Then you can see at that point there, that's the point where the price is meeting with the line of demand and the line of supply, which means at that point we have reached a stage of unison in which there is nobody that is unhappy. They are both happy at that price. But let's see what happens if the price goes beyond the equilibrium price or below the equilibrium price. Now, if you look at this clearly, any price above this 15 naira, if you look at the line of demand, we trace it down, that is, the price has increased, which will make the consumer to reduce the quantity they demand. But if you trace to the line of supply, you will notice that the quantity supply has increased, which means producer want to what? Produce more. But when the producer has produced more than what the demand is, definitely there will be excess. So which means at this point there will be excess commodity because producer is producing more because the price has increased. And at that point, the consumer is demanding less because the price has increased. So which means there will be excess. If you now go below the equilibrium price here, we notice that at that point, we look at the line of demand here. Quantity demanded has increased beyond the equilibrium quantity demanded, which means that consumer will be happy and will be ready to demand more at that point. But a producer will not be happy at that point. We want to produce less. And when a producer that is produces less commodity and the consumer is demanding more than what is available, that means we talk about scarcity. We now have scarcity. So any point below the equilibrium point, there will be scarcity of commodity. Any point above the equilibrium point, there will be excess commodity. So then we now look at the equations that go with the two curves, demand curve and supply curve. Here we have quantity demanded to be 4p plus 20. That P stands for price. And the quantity supplied is 6p plus 12. Now, we want to know the price of this commodity at 4 naira. At 4 naira for quantity demanded and at 4 naira for quantity supplied. So now look at this now. QD go to 4 into bracket 4 plus 20. It means QD is equal to 16 plus 20. It means 36. That means at 4 naira you can get quantity demanded to be 36. But if you want to do it in a way that you don't need to be giving any price, that you don't need any price first, then you want to get the price on our own, then you can do it this way by equating quantity demanded to quantity supplied, which means 4p plus 20 equals to 6p plus 12. Let's see what we get there. 4p minus 6p equals to 12 minus 20 equals to minus 2p equals to minus 8. Divide both sides by minus 2, which means at the end of the day we have our p to be 4 naira. So that 4 naira will be used just like we speculated the other time. We used 4 naira, then we got at 4 naira quantity demanded will be 36 units. Then for the quantity supplied, which is 6p plus 12, so let's slot in 4 naira, so that's 24 plus 12. You can see that is 36, which means quantity supplied at this point and quantity demanded at this point, they are the same. Why? Because the 4 naira gotten happens to be the equilibrium price. At that point, quantity supplied and demanded must be equal, which proves us right that at the point of equilibrium, both the quantity supplied and demand must be what? Equal. Now, it said we have known this, we have known this, then we have known this as well. Then it said determine the quantity supply at that price. That is, which quantity supply at that price, which is this, quantity demanded at that price, which is this. Then you are okay with this. So you look at it clearly, then the 3 questions, which is the price, 1. The second one, which is quantity demanded at that price, which is this, and quantity supplied at that price, which is this. So that's just it.